This is Wild About Utah.
Mountain meadows, where clouds of flowers can transport the human occupant to a state of nirvana, which enveloped my comrades and I on a recent hike in the Bear River Range of northern Utah. I've experienced similar moments on many occasions from top to bottom of our meadowed state. Cedar Breaks National Monument, Mount Timpanogos, Albion Basin and Little Cottonwood Canyon, Snow Basin, Uintas, Tony Grove, an endless list of bliss. Beyond the rapture and pure joy they provide, mountain meadows are critical ecosystems, biological hotspots. They are home to unique communities, plants that cannot survive under the forest canopy. Deer and elk depend on them for forage. Predatory birds, unimpeded by trees, use meadows for hunting grounds. And a diversity of butterflies, moths, and insects rely on meadow flowers for pollen and nectar. Meadows provide an important breeding ground for insects, a key food source for many birds, amphibians, and reptiles. Meadow plants also provide habitat for small mammals, providing an important prey base for predators. A healthy meadow has a diverse mosaic of habitats with wet meadow and riparian vegetation. Surface water flow from snowmelt spreads out across the meadow, allowing sediment deposition. A high groundwater table that is fed from snowmelt percolates down, allowing stream channels to flow later in the summer. By holding the water in the mountains, the risk of valley flooding is reduced significantly. Our water delivery systems are dependent on the role that meadows play in maintaining this flow. The health of meadows can be degraded, however, where activities interrupt or alter the natural flow and percolation of water within the meadow. Mountain meadows have a short growing season with relatively shallow soil and may be very sensitive to even small changes in water availability. An unhealthy meadow is one in which the natural storage of water is reduced, the groundwater table is lowered, wetland vegetation is replaced by xeric vegetation, stream channels are incised with increased sediment transport, and soils are compacted. Another threat results from forest encroachment due to climate change and mismanagement of fire and livestock grazing. Other human-induced factors may include trampling, roads, non-native plants, altered fire regimes, air pollutants, and altered precipitation, especially the timing and amount of snowmelt. Further, identifying roads and trails that intercept, divert, or disrupt natural surface and subsurface water flow allows meadow remediation to occur. I've spent many hours recreating and working in meadows, from the European Alps, Alps meaning mountain meadow, to the Peruvian Andes, which has vastly heightened my appreciation for these mountain jewels. None have surpassed those in our Utah highlands for unadulterated splendor. So consider adding a meadow visit to your calendar. This is Jack Green for Bridgeland Audubon Society, and I'm wild about wild Utah mountain meadows.